Let's talk specifics. What's a specific business plan that I could give you now while I'm walking on the beach here in Miami that conceivably you could take, launch this week, this month, and actually make a little bit of money? Or maybe a lot, but probably not a lot, but at least some momentum. I'm gonna give you 4. And by the way, this is a big problem in the school system. You come out of high school and college, even if you got a business degree, you don't have a specific plan. I was lucky. My first business I launched was a grass-fed beef company with Joel Salatin, my mentor. And he had the whole plan, literally the whole plan. He's like, here's how we found a property. Here's how we identify what property we want. Here's how we buy the cattle. Here's how we put the fence up. Here's how we put the water lines in. Here's the organic minerals we give them. Here's how we rotate them every day. It was like all laid out, and I executed on it. He kind of looked over my shoulder. He would come visit. We found a separate property away from where he was, and I would go there at night after I finished, because I worked on his farm. I was an apprentice, and I go over to this other cattle place that we had set up. It was a guy named Duff Brown, I remember, and he let us use the property. We set it up. Joel Salatin and I did it. I did the work, and at the end of the year, I can't remember the profit, but I remember my cut was like 12 grand profit, which was a lot to me. I actually leveraged that money. I used it to travel the world. I met mentors. I would find mentors, like I'd read a book or an article, and I would call them or write them a letter or send them an email and go visit them. I went to visit Bill Mollison in Tasmania, all the way across the world. I went to Ireland. I went to Asia, all over South America, with the money that I leveraged from my first business. I leveraged that into more skill, more knowledge, right? So that's what's missing in school. No one has that set plan for you, like I had with Joel Salatin. So I'm gonna give you 4. I basically have a handful of friends, buddies, followers, experts, and I said, let's put together a plan that's super specific and anybody can do, regardless of where they live, how old they are, gender, education, and even if they don't have much skill in business. So we came up with 4. I'm gonna put a link below. You can click, okay? You can click below. You have 7 days left to click that link. So I told them, I'm gonna put a page up, and they're building something crazy here on the beach. Never know what's gonna happen in Miami. I told them I'm gonna build a test group, and I'm gonna give people access to 4 different experts teaching a specific business. I'm gonna put it up on a page for a limited time. I'm gonna see how much success we get from that first test group. This is what I did with social media marketing in 2016. So this test group consists, you're gonna get access to 4 different specific business blueprints, business plans. First one is how to buy and sell and flip phones on eBay and online. Everybody needs cell phones. So, I mean, there's 2 billion iPhones were purchased in the world. That's insane. People always drop their phone, they need new ones, they're looking for a better one, blah, blah, blah. So there's somebody who follows me that I flew them in, and I said, teach everything on how you have a 6-figure business flipping phones. That's the first one. By the way, you can get all 4 of these below in the test group for a discount, or you can get 1 or 2 or 3. You can mix and match. The second thing you're gonna learn is Patrick Tucker is gonna teach you how he is a financial planner, okay? Believe it or not, it's big money. I think he made 1.2 million last year gross with really good margins. I mean, he makes a lot of money. Now, he's been in it for a while. You're not gonna day one do $1 million. But if you like numbers and you like investing, wealth management, there's a crazy amount of people, baby boomer generation, retiring. Huge opportunity. They don't want to manage their money. They want someone to help them do it who's honest, ethical, and knows what they're doing. So we'll train you in how you can go from 0 to actually becoming a financial planner. Believe it or not, that's a business that I did after the business with Joel Salatin years ago. I built and sold a wealth management company in North Carolina. A financial planner, I was a CFP, all that stuff. I don't do it anymore, but I know that business works because that's one of the first businesses I ever got up to 6 figures, even though I was like, whatever, 23, 24. Didn't have any experience, didn't have a college degree. Okay, so that's the second business blueprint you'll see when you click on this page. The third one you're gonna get is a mobile car wash. Look, everything's gone mobile around cars. You have Uber, which is now, looks like it's gonna be a $120 billion company. Insane. What is it? It's a car that comes to you. So what else do people need around cars? They need them to be clean. And it costs a lot of money to build Uber. Uber raised about, what, $10 billion? So if you don't have $10 billion, it's gonna be a little hard to compete with Uber, but you can compete around a service around cars that people want delivered to their door. So I've got somebody who's teaching you how they built a 6-figure mobile car wash business, how to price it, how to get customers. It's a great opportunity. I mean, that's a simplest business plan, but the devil's in the details. You're gonna get the details. And I want you to notice on each of these programs that they're simpler than you think. And I can tell you this, I'm an investor now. When people come to me with complicated business plans, I'm like, the odds are against you. Simpler stuff is more likely to work, seriously. Simpler stuff. Buying and selling and flipping phones. That's like simple. I always say if my 100-year-old grandma can't understand, actually she's 101 now, if she can't understand it, they're probably not gonna make money. Even the most complicated, valuable businesses in the world are easy. Amazon's easy. It's like an online shopping center with a whole bunch of stores and a whole bunch of products. That's it. Sure, there's a lot of technical that goes behind it, but the basic premise is simple. All these are simple. Financial planner, simple thing. Most people don't know anything about money. They'll pay you to manage it for them, okay? And then mobile car wash. Cars is $1 trillion. Transportation is $1 trillion industry. There's cars everywhere in the world. This doesn't just work in the US or in one place. Now, if you're in like Beverly Hills, you can do a high-end mobile car wash and so on and so forth, but you can do this anywhere. In fact, there's a follower years ago when I first did my Hair in My Garage video in this is like 2014, he reached out to me and he was in his early 20s and he had built I think he had built a franchise in Virginia, just mobile car wash and detail. And he was making, I don't know, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year, and he was telling me, I want to fly out. I lost track of the guy, but I've got someone else who's done it. I use mobile car wash for my car. I mean, I was spending at least $2 grand a month because I have 6 cars. They're harder to wash. And so I know that people are paying because I was one of those people paying. You might as well make money from that. And then the fourth blueprint that I'm gonna give you, last but not least, definitely not least, possibly, I mean, maybe the best one, but it's hard to know. This one I like agencies. How to build an app building agency, apps. I mean, you can't believe, I remember not that long ago, I was driving somewhere and I was just like, I wonder if fast food companies have good apps. And I remember, might have been like 7 years ago. Kentucky Fried Chicken didn't even have an app, or one of those big brands, and I was thinking, holy crap, like what an opportunity. These guys, Kentucky Fried Chicken or whoever it was, Wendy's, these guys would pay you 10 million bucks to build them a good app. So you don't actually have to build the app yourself. That's the thing I like about agencies. You're basically the person who connects the company with app developers that you have found and who work for you. That's a great way to make money, boy. Agencies, you don't have to do the work. So when you click the link below, you'll see the app agency in the bundle too. So you can get all 4 or one at a time. The thing about the app agency, massive opportunity, because there's basically only 3 kinds of businesses in the world. 2% of them that have a good app, okay? 2%. 50% that don't have an app, and the other 48%, their app sucks. So it means your total market in the world is like 98% of businesses. So in the course, in the blueprint, you're gonna learn step by step how to find people to actually build the apps that will work underneath you. You'll be like a general contractor, like building a house, you're a general contractor. So this is an insane bundle. These 4 things, you could do one of them or more, believe it or not. You could have multiple streams of income just from these 4 that I'm putting in the bundle, all taught by experts that make at least 6 figures doing it. It doesn't mean you'll automatically make 6 figures, but it's better to learn from people that are making 6 or 7 figures. And some of these teachers that you're about to learn from these experts are doing 7 figures, like Patrick Tucker, financial planning, he's making millions. So click the link below. You've got 7 days. then I'm gonna close this tester. Listen to me, some people go, oh, well, does this really work? Is this a scam? Is it worth the money? I go, well, just do the math on a college degree. That doesn't even give you specifics. Even business degrees are not specific. Even accounting degrees, even engineering degrees. They're not exact blueprints, and that's why some people who have a college degree go out and then they can't make money. They can't find a job. Know these 4 things, or even 1 or 2 of these, and you always, in 99% of countries, even in recessions, there'll be demand for these things. There will be. In fact, probably for the phone flipping, there'll be more demand because people will be trying to save a buck or 2. So they won't be buying so many new phones. They'll want to buy, you know, used phones. And same with the app thing. Even in biggest recession, businesses are still they might need an app more than ever because profit margins shrink. So if you have an app building agency that you built, boom, come rise or shine in the global economy, you're in the money. And I always look for businesses that do well, no matter how the economy is looking. So click the link below. Oh, you want to hold it? All right.
I'll hold it for you. That'd be better to do.
Thank you. You know my name. That's pretty good.
How do I not know your name?
How are you? Okay, that wasn't planned. That was funny. Never know who you're gonna be here in Miami. At first I thought it was somebody I know. She's like, Tai, I'll hold this for you. So what else do I want to say? For the people that are cynical, if you're cynical and you're worried, if you're fear-based, look, I'll tell you the thing you should worry about the most, and that's living a crappy life. And the quickest way to live in a crappy life is have one stream of income that's insufficient to meet your needs. First thing I did to improve my life, the first thing to do, I mean, if you're super out of shape, you want to get in shape, and health beats all things. Health is better than wealth. But I mean, look, get your finances right. Because I remember like trying to date when I was completely broke, and you're so stressed out you don't even care. It's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs is taking care of your physiological needs, like food, water, and shelter. So if you're struggling to pay rent, you're violating Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So fear that. In my life, I'll tell you one thing Warren Buffett says. He says, anything that's a one-time payment will never destroy you financially. That's his opinion. I mean, maybe within extreme cases, but he goes, what gets you in trouble is like a 30-year mortgage for a house you can't afford. Then you have 30 years of payments, but this is not a 30-year payment plan. These are one payment. We have a multi-payment if you want to do it over 3 payments, so you have a choice. You can do a 3-pay plan, or you can just pay it all at once. And so maybe you're struggling right now financially, do the payment plan. I stand behind these things. These things work. I've seen them. I get so many testimonials. Like sometimes I'm like, should I even put these on my Instagram? I feel like people don't even believe them after a while, but I see them every single day. I see people taking the step when everybody else is fearful, when everybody else is conventional. I see people being creative and unconventional and being rewarded for it. Remember what Elon Musk says. You get paid according to the difficulty of problems you solve. For most people, the thought of even having their own little side business, part-time or full-time, is horrifying. You don't get paid for being horrified. You get paid for stepping out. You get paid for not procrastinating. You get paid for going against the grain of modern society. Remember, in 20 years, everybody will be like, oh, of course you got in programs like that. The education system as we know it will become defunct. Mark my words. Mark my words. And that's not just me saying that. There's a lot of smart people. So you're doing alternative education. And like Jim Rohn says, a formal education will make you a living, but self-education can make you a fortune. And I'd add to that, education, self-education and guided education with people who have gone before you. Mentors have done it. That's what made me a fortune. I can't guarantee it works for everybody, but you know, I do case studies. Every week I pick a new person that's, you know, everybody's heard of, Rockefeller or Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos. I do case studies and I want to understand, like, what did these people do different? Well, Jeff Bezos, now the richest man in the world, he quit his job. He borrowed and risked $300,000 that he didn't even have in 1994. and he built one of the first websites when everybody thought it was crazy. And he got rewarded for it, just like Elon Musk said. So, got a helicopter coming here. I'm headed back to my place, South Beach, but I want to come out here on the beach. I just want to encourage you. Listen, I know at times might be tough. Things might seem dark, but you know what Joel Salatin told me when I was in those times? He said, Tai, do something, do anything, do something new. Even if it turns out to be the wrong thing, because at least you create a momentum. So even if you get in one of these 4 programs or all of them, these blueprints, and it's not what you do for the next 50 years. You may not be flipping phones for 40 years or doing a mobile car wash. Maybe you sell the business to somebody. I had someone do that with my social media marketing agency. They built it and within 8 months sold it and pocketed $250,000 before they were 20 years old. This was in Australia. And people have done that in the US too. And, but the point is, they learned that deep within them, there existed the ability to create income, that they were no longer cogs in the machine, that they were no longer victims of a world where the rich do get richer. Being born into wealth is of great advantage. I wasn't born, I was born into a single mom. My dad was in prison. My baby pictures, 1 or 2 years old, is in the prison yard with my dad at Terminal Island, off an island off Los Angeles, where he was in prison. And so what empowered me was that first blueprint that Joel Salatin gave me when I was 19. I only netted $12,000 for about 9 months work. Wasn't incredibly profitable, but from then on I was never afraid. And I've launched business after business, and fortunately the businesses have gotten more profitable and worth more, and they've gotten easier to build but it all started, the seed was that understanding and belief that within myself lied the solutions to my financial problems. And not just within myself completely, but within myself and my ability to go out and find other people who could guide me and could give me a blueprint so it didn't take so long. That's what mentors did, but that's still emanated from myself. So whether you get in these programs and you make, $1 or $100,000 or $1 million, that's not even the point. The point is, don't be a victim anymore. Don't be a victim of fear, procrastination, anxiety, and definitely, I'll tell you this, I've been watching politics. Don't be relying on the US government or any government. My second mentor, Alan Nation, used to tell me, if you're playing poker and after 30 minutes you don't know who the sucker in the room is, you're the sucker. So guess what? All these people waiting for government handouts, waiting for changes in tax code law. I'm like, are you insane? Even if those pass, they get repealed by the next government. Man, no. For those of you who click the link below, you can read all the details on the next page. You can see the pricing. You can see all that and go through the program. I ask one thing of you. You'll send me a success story. It's really a highlight of my day. I get them every day from different test groups that I've launched. You can email it to tailopez.com. You can tweet it out to me. You can, sometimes I miss those, but email to my customer support's the best one. They forward them to me. That way I don't miss them. It's tailopez.com or support@tailopez.com. And one last thing on the pricing. So sometimes I ask people, I go, do you want to get in the program? They go, yes, but I can't quite afford it. I'm going to tell you this. Sounds crazy. It sounds a little new age, hippie-ish, but I've seen it time and time again. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. That's an old saying. But I have another one. When the student is ready, the money will appear. And these aren't that expensive. Price out the price of lifelong poverty. Price out the price of having a 9-to-5 job that you hate. The emotional toll, the financial toll. You're never going to perform well. You're never going to rise up in something you don't like. So this ain't expensive. Price out college. Price out community college. Community college is like $1,000 or $2,000 a quarter. And remember, community college, you're learning from professors that couldn't make it at the big college. You're learning from associate professors. Not trying to throw any community college person under the bus, but let's just be real talk here. And it's not like you're getting a Harvard degree that's reputable, that's going to open doors. Yes, a Harvard degree. People go, oh, well, Tai, well, a Harvard degree will help you. Yes, but not many people can go to Harvard. They're a little bit exclusive, and limited in who they can bring in. And now this big college scandal finds out that all these Ivy League schools have been taking bribes from rich parents. So assuming you don't have those, you got community college, you got regular state college, which is fine. I'm not gonna throw everything under the bus, but I'm gonna tell you, it doesn't open doors anymore like it used to. Do you think I care about college degrees? I just had 12,000 people apply in the last quarter to work for me. You think I'd stopped asking. And it's not just me. Google, there's a book by Laszlo Bock called Work Rules. He was the chief hiring officer for Google, went through 3.2 million applications. He said they started to realize that they started somewhat ignoring the degree they had. They wanted creative, smart people they could trust. So my point is, when you click this link and you see the price and you go, wow, that's more than the price. Well, it's about the price of a textbook. Textbooks are like $100 to $400, okay? These are blueprints that are very specific, in very specific things that work right now. Some textbooks were written 10 years ago when the economy was different. These programs were created now and we can update them. We use videos. We have an updated version of books. So this is a steal, man. Pennies on the dollar. I should be charging at least $5,000 per course, but I'm not gonna charge $5,000. I'm not even gonna charge $1,000. I put it below $500 and you can buy the individual programs even cheaper than that. It's like the cost of a pair of jeans. Designer jeans are like $200-300. I'll tell you this, I'd rather have a business that's like the goose that lays the golden egg. It's like it buys me anytime I want a new pair of jeans. In fact, when I got in the nightclub business, I remember before then, I had two flows of income. I had a financial planning company and a nightclub business, nightlife business in North Carolina. And all of a sudden I started making money. I started to be able to go and buy nice clothes. I mean, I didn't spend that much money, but I remember one time I spent $1,000 and I almost freaked out because in my family growing up, I mean, there was not, for Christmas, I got $200. Even when my mom got remarried with my stepdad, who had a better job than my mom, still could only afford $200 for Christmas. So I remember it was like, I forget where it was, what store, $1,000 on jeans and going, I'm gonna have a heart attack. I'm gonna take these back. But then I realized, wait a second, I've got literally a cash flow machine. I had two businesses. I said, I'll replenish this $1,000 in a week or less. That's the place you have to get to, where you have something replenishing bank account, more than one source. You'll thank me later. So click the link below. You will thank me later. Click the link below. You got less than 7 days. When everyone else procrastinates, you take action. Like I said, you'll thank me later. Things happen for a reason. I believe you watched this video for a reason. You know, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So it's not just me teaching inside these programs. It's experts that have done it. I hope you learn from them. I hope you learn from all this. And send me that success story. If you get success, at tailopez.com. Anyway, I'm out. Check out the pelicans. I've been watching them while I'm recording. 2 things at once.